Dick Whitman bringing you the weather. And let me tell you, I'm happy to say there's nothing but blue skies coming your way. There's nothing but blue skies coming your way. I'm happy to say there's nothing but blue skies coming your way. Blue skies coming your way. Blue skies coming your way. This is weather. Weather. This is weather. Weather. This is weather. Weather. This is weather. Weather. This is Dick Whitman bringing you the weather. This is Dick Whitman bringing you the weather. This is Dick Whitman bringing you the weather. And let me tell you, I'm happy to say there's nothing but blue skies coming your way.
It is Saturday, July 19th, and you are watching You Don't Watch Sports right here on the Feo Grande YouTube network. I am Bill Smith, and I am joined as always by the man, the myth, the legend, Feo Grande himself, Omari Ellis. Omari, how was your sports week?
Quiet. It was a quiet sports week. It began with a bang and kind of been a whimpery since, but that's okay because we're ready for another one.
All right, we will cover 3 topics despite that quiet sports week here on You Don't Watch Sports, just to sprinkle that little bit of sports information into your conversation as we are your guiding light through the sea that is sports talk. Omari, Home Run Derby. We're going to start out with that. That happened early this week on Monday, and we're going to break it down. Do you recall your picks from last week?
I believe I liked Brad Buxton, or whatever his name was. And
Brad Buxton
and Byron Buxton, and there was a Cruz. I think you said looked like he was a hitter.
O'Neal Cruz.
Yeah, and there was another dude with a Hispanic last name that I thought had a good shot. You mentioned Rayleigh, but I was like, okay, yeah, I can see it. But those were the ones that I had picked.
All right. Well, we had the boys come out on Monday, and in round 1 had a lot of impressive showings, particularly from O'Neal Cruz, who launched a 513-foot home run out of the stadium. It is the longest. It is tied for the longest non-Coors Field Derby home run. So Coors Field takes place in Denver, Mile High Stadium. The ball travels a different way than it does everywhere else in the country. So it just it's always got an asterisk next to it.
Yeah, I did say last week he looked like a motherfucker that could hit baseballs really hard and far.
He hits baseballs really hard. However, or also, I guess, news and note from the first round. I know both of us declared last week when looking at all of the images that our friend in New York, Jazz Chisholm, just did not. He looked like the odd man out.
Yeah,
Looked like he didn't really belong with these big boys.
correct.
And turns out maybe he didn't. He had 3 home runs in the first round,
Come
and
on,
was
buddy.
promptly eliminated. In the second round, you had O'Neill Cruz, Cal Raleigh, Junior Caminero, and Byron Buxton. Byron only hit 7, thus Caminero only had to hit 8 to move on to the finals. But then you had Cal Raleigh hit 19 home runs in the semifinals. The very powerful O'Neill Cruz exhausted that power meter in round 1, could only pull off 13 in round 2. So
Looks like
Cal
Buxton
Raleigh,
had
Junior
20 round
Caminero,
one.
sorry.
Looks like Buxton had 20 round 1.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you gotta. It's also it's a game of endurance as much as it is a game that they say the new version of the home run derby is a young man sport.
I can see that.
Because yeah, it is a game of endurance now. Because it's just timed. Instead of having a specific number of swings or a specific number of pitches like it was for when we were kids.
Decades, yeah.
It is now just timed rounds, and so it's as quick as your pitcher can get the throws off, and it's how many you can get in that time without burning yourself out. Uh, Cal Raleigh and Junior Caminero move on to the finals. Cal Raleigh hits 18 more home runs, and Caminero can only answer with 15. And your winner is Cal Raleigh of the 2025 Home Run Derby. It is only appropriate because that is the man, as I mentioned last week, who was going into the All-Star break with 38 home runs. If you
Yeah.
get 38 home runs in your entire season, you have an incredible year. That is a career year of home runs for most Major League Baseball players will never hit 38 home runs in a season. And he's going to the halfway mark with 38 home runs. It is the second most home runs ever going into the halfway mark of a season by any player ever in the history of baseball. So it's only appropriate that he just continued smashing baseballs
Yeah.
at the home run derby. Let's move on to topic number 2, where we stay on baseball because the very next night was the MLB All-Star Game, Omari, and we had a slugfest. It was a back and forth domination. Well, not really back and forth. It was I guess, yeah, it was back. It was there, and then it was to the other side. And then we got something very interesting for the very first time. So first, the actual 9 innings of the game. You had the National League start off hot thanks to some small ball play in the early in the first inning, scoring Shohei Ohtani and someone else. And then later on in the inning, you had Pete Alonso hitting a 3-run home run for the National League, immediately followed back-to-back by a Corbin Carroll bases empty solo home run. So that put the National League up 6-0 going into the 7th. But what does the American League do? They get backed into a corner and they just keep punching. They just keep punching, baby. And then immediately in the 7th, they answer with 4 runs. We're up to 6. We're down to 6-4. So anything can happen. That lead is much smaller now. And then immediately in the 9th inning, we score 2 runs. We tie the game. Boom. Game tied. We do not want to end in a tied game. We've done that once in Major League Baseball history. Everybody hated it. Everybody mocked it. Nobody wants to do it. So, for the first time ever in Major League Baseball, we got to institute the new tiebreaker program. The managers of the American League and the National League Each selected 3 players before the start of the game, plus 1 alternate in case of injury, on their roster who agree to participate, as well as 3 coaches to throw batting practice. Each player received 3 swings, and the team with the highest combined home run total after those 3 rounds would be declared the winner of the game. So first we had the American League representative, Brent Rooker, participant in the home run derby just last night.
Yeah.
He comes up to bat and hits 2 home runs out of 3 swings possible.
Well, damn.
Then we have a National League representative, Kevin Stowers, comes up, 1 home run out of 3 swings possible.
Okay.
Randy Arozarena of the American League comes up, 1 home run out of 3 home runs possible. American League representative comes up,
That was
3 home runs.
American was as a
Or National League representative, Kyle Schwarber, comes up, 3 home runs out of 3 swings. American League representative comes up, Jonathan Aranda, 0 home runs out of 3 swings. The National League automatically wins the home run derby tiebreaker. Pete Alonso, the back pocket ace in the bag, 3 or maybe 4-time home run derby champion. He didn't even compete this year. He was like, nah, I'm good. I'm done. They had him in their back pocket in the 3 slot, and he didn't even get to go.
National League superiorness.
National League wins the All-Star game off of a ridiculous ending of a home run derby tiebreaker.
I like the idea of a home run derby tiebreaker.
It ended up being pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like super crazy hot take. I wouldn't mind it being
Just
in
what
real
happens.
games. I don't know if it needs to be immediately after the 9th.
Oh, like to replace extra innings with home
Correct.
run derbies?
Yeah.
I think that'd be sick. I think that would be that. It'd be like the penalty kicks in golf. It literally would just be that. It's like the penalty kick. Well, that maybe not literally before this. I said it's golf, didn't I?
You did, but yeah. All right, Omari, let's move on to topic number 3, because we've been waiting for some NFL talk to get back into our show, and we haven't quite figured out what that little bit of business was going to be. And then all of a sudden, while we were chit-chatting, we realized a ton of little accumulating headlines over the last month or so, 2 months.
Yeah, about.
And you were going to break it down for us.
Yes, so one of the teams in the NFL that everybody talks about over the years, regardless if they're good or bad, or if they've just been going about slightly over 500 for the past 15 years, is the Pittsburgh Steelers. Well, the Steelers, a team that has had 4 coaches in its lifetime, very storied franchise. They don't have a lot of things that they put up with a lot of things, but mediocrity ain't one of them. And so, despite the fact that, not a single losing season, so they can't get rid of the man, nor should they when it comes to Mike Tomlin, the Steelers fans have been like, we need a championship. We're tied for the most in the league with that other team in New England. So
Yeah, I've never thought about it before, but I'd agree. Like, although they haven't been in prominence since like prime Roethlisberger era, I've always, my entire life, that's how I viewed the Steelers, is like they're not like a never bad.
Yes,
team.
they are not bad.
They're a never bad.
They're never bad. Quite literally, Mike Tomlin has not had a losing season. He's been their coach for like 18 years now. And he's had a lot of 8 and 7s.
Right.
Or 9 and 7s or whatever. Including these past few years. He just barely would get it in the last few weeks. but he's kept his streak alive of never having a losing season. As a former St. Louis Rams fan, now Carolina Panthers fan, that kind of frustrates me whenever I hear Steelers fans talk about we've suffered for so long. Like, but I get it. You're used to excellence. So they decided, you know what? We're going to go ahead and go all in this season. We tried last season to let Steelers country, you know, let's weld or something along those lines. That's not catchy enough. Didn't work enough for Russell Wilson. Get him out of here. It's not working. Got to get him out of here. He's gone to New York. Giant country. Let's, you know, stride. Gotta go ahead and go up there. Bottom line is, they're like, we need a Super Bowl. We need another Super Bowl winning quarterback. Let's go with this guy who's even older than Russell Wilson. And he didn't really have a good season last year either. But damn it, everybody seems to like him. Number 12. And no, not that number 12. The other number 12. Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is going up there to Pittsburgh. They're going all in with that. Meanwhile, they went ahead and got DK Metcalf, a very strong threat at receiver. They got rid of George Pickens, who had some penalty issues, if I remember correctly. But they got DK Metcalf, definitely an upgrade. Looks like they're going for Amari Cooper, who also is a really good receiver. So they get some weapons for Rodgers.
Do they have a line?
They have a decent enough one.
Because you know, he's like, Rodgers is purely pocket at this point, right? He has to be.
Especially after tearing the Achilles.
Right, he's old and is on a torn Achilles.
Yeah, I don't think, if we're talking solely on Rodgers, I think they needed to do more, but they are doing more with that. And while I'm not too sure about their offensive line, defensive line, they're pretty good. They got the guy that killed the Carolina Panthers, TJ Watt, injured Cam Newton's shoulder, and Cam Newton's career was downhill from that tackle. So they got the guy that killed Cam Newton, TJ Watt. He got the extension of the life this time. He got a 3-year, $123 million extension that includes $108 million of it as guaranteed money, about an average of $41 million a year for the next 3 years. Highest paid defensive edge rusher, I believe, in the league right now, TJ Watt. Them Watt boys will go out there and they will lay the wood down and destroy whoever they need to on that opposite side. So the Steelers, they got themselves a strong performer there, but they didn't stop there. They're like, hey, remember years ago when we tricked the Dolphins and got Minkah Fitzpatrick as a safety that really has helped us these past few years? What if we give him back to the Dolphins and take another strong safety from them in Jalen Ramsey? And so that's what they did. They traded Minkah Fitzpatrick as well as some day 3 picks and a tight end. Or they paid Minkah Fitzpatrick and some day 3 picks to get Jalen Ramsey and a new tight end to help Rodgers. Jonnu Smith up there. So the Steelers are making some plays. They're trying to come back in that division because if you blink and you miss it, while I did talk about the series of dominance, that division is actually pretty scary because they share a division with, yes, the free win Cleveland Browns. We understand this. Every division has one. I mean, the Panthers are pretty much the free win right now with the NFC South, so shut up. Bottom line is, every division has a free win. This is the Browns. It's just, when they're good, everybody else just so happens to be better. I feel bad for the city of Cleveland sometimes. But they got the free win Browns, but also over there, they got the Bengals, who while historically not that good, or not that much better than the Browns, play-wise recently, they got Joe Cool, Joe Burrow, Mr. Victory Cigar himself up there. You know, now talk about not having a line. That's the Bengals' problem. But they also got them boys in Baltimore. Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry. That Ravens defense. Yeah, them Baltimore boys.
But are they improving?
They always improve. Homie. Baltimore. Caw. Caw is the no, that's our thing. But much like us, they still haven't won well, no, the Ravens won 2 Super Bowls way back when, so they haven't won one recently. But will this be Lamar and the boys' time? Not if the Steelers have anything to say about it with the decisions they've been making. But we will see.
All right, well, that's our 3 topics here on You Don't Watch Sports. Just sprinkling. We're just sprinkling, baby. Just get that, just sprinkle that little bit of sports. Just a little bit of sports into your casual conversation so you can now go out is our guiding light through the sea. That is sports talk. If you like seeing us talk about other stuff, we got a media show this guy hasn't seen. We share movies, TV shows, anime, documentaries, musical performances, wrestling, all kinds of different stuff. We share back and forth. One guy's seen it, the other one hasn't. That's the bit. We also occasionally talk wrestling and stuff on the show called Mock Draft, and then we got all kinds of other things in the brewski. Omari, where else can they find you on the internet?
You can also find me on Twitter and Twitch at Giotavi. That is GIOTAVI. Come on in, stop on by. Streaming Earth Day 240. You know what that means? Yeah. All right. Well, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you next week. Adios.